Hi, welcome to Score Challenge. My name's Carter Maxwell. Now I know I normally call the show Rules Challenge, but I'm doing something totally different in this video. I love those moments in games where you have an epiphany and suddenly spot a move that had eluded you up till then. I had one of those moments in a recent game of Teotihuacan online. So I thought it might be interesting to turn it into kind of a brain teaser. So what I'll do in this video is I'll present you the board that I was facing at the start of my turn, and then just give you a chance to pause the video so you can kind of figure out what you think is the best move. And then I'll come back on and just go over a couple of the moves that I think are reasonable and obvious options maybe, but then I'll show you the move I really did. I think I forgot to mention in the intro that this is my final move of the game, and in fact the final move of the entire game since I'm the fourth player. If the game were to end right now, here's what my final score would look like. I'm currently at 147 points. On the Avenue of the Dead, I'm on step 6. The multiplier is 2, so that would get me 12 points to get me up to 159. On the Pyramid track, I'm only on step 1, and that's worth 2 points in the third eclipse, so that would get me up to 161. I don't have any mass, so I would get nothing for that. My big point generator, of course, is the red temple bonus, where I've got 4 workers, all at a value of 4, so that's currently worth 36 points to me, which would bring me up to 197. I'm low on cocoa, which is a concern for the possible penalty on paying my workers' salaries at the end, but I've got the discovery tile that will cover all that for right now if I don't spend it. A few things you'll need to know about the state of the board. Most importantly, the pyramid has been completed, so there's no builds possible anymore. I don't have any of the discovery tiles for special movements, so there's some boards out here that I'm not even able to reach. The bonus tiles on the temple are the one that gives you 9 points for every temple bonus you've achieved. One on the red temple that is the one that gives you 4 points for every worker of value 1, 2, or 3, and 9 points for every worker of value 4 or 5. And then the one on the green temple is the one that gives you 2 points per every discovery tile that you hold. For the 3 royal tiles, we've got the one that gives you a point for whichever is lower, your position on the Avenue of the Dead, or the value of the die you put there plus 1. This is the one for spending cocoa to get wood and stone, and this one's for spending a good to get cocoa. Over on the alchemy board, I already have 3 of the technologies all in the top row. We have the one that gives you a cocoa for landing on or passing the palace, the one that get an extra good when you take an action on the 2, 3, or 4 boards, the one for getting an extra cocoa and victory point when you take an action on those same boards, the one for getting 3 points on the construction board, extra worker and good on the construction board, and a free temple step on the construction board. As to the discovery tile stacks, I didn't bother revealing all these because I'm already past that step. Same thing here, you don't need to see all those because I'm well past it. I am short of this stack, and these are still a consideration, so I've spread them out so you can see what my 3 options would be if I went there. It's the one to spend 1 gold and get 4 cocoa, spend 1 cocoa for 2 power-ups, and just a no-cost discovery tile for an extra worker when you take an action on the boards 5, 6, or 8. Here are my resources at the start of my turn. There are so many potential moves out here, but the obvious focus for me is that a bonus tile on the blue temple that right now would get me 18 points. So here are the 3 moves that kind of naturally stand out. One would be to move one of my number 4 dice on the gold mine 2 spaces over to the alchemy board. Don't have to pay any cocoa because there's no dice there at the moment. I'm loaded with gold, so I'd just go ahead and pay 2 of those gold to go ahead and put my marker on this technology tile. The technology itself has no value to me because that's just for pyramid builds, but claiming it comes with a step on the blue temple. So I would move up one, and there's that 18-point bonus I was looking for, so that would get me up to 215 points. That move wasn't bad, but I can eke out some extra points if I do it by claiming this worship space. So I'll move this 4 over to the worship space on the gold mine, pay 1 cocoa to be able to take both actions, and pay a second cocoa just for the cost of the discovery tile. First, I'll go ahead and take that 1 step on the blue temple. Again, that gets me the 18 points I was looking for from that, up to 215. Then I can go ahead and activate this discovery tile to take 2 power-ups. So I could take one of these 4s, power it up twice, and now that worker will ascend. First, I advance 1 step on the Avenue of the Dead. That's going to get me 2 more points. Normally I wouldn't be pegging these points in a game, but this is just to show you the scoring, how I'm increasing my score as I go. Then we would move this die over to the palace and reset it to a 1. Now that's actually a setback because of my red temple bonus. That's moved me back 5 spaces for my final score. Then I get to claim a reward from the Ascension Wheel. Unfortunately, I don't have enough cocoa to do 2 temple steps, which would be nice. I could take just 5 points here, but I actually have a temple step that's worth even more to me than that. So I'll take the 1 free temple step. I'll go up on red. That'll get me 7 points. I'll peg that. That would get me up to 219, so that's 4 points better than the previous move. And now we're up to the move that I thought I'd be making when I was kind of building up to this position over the last couple of turns. So we start by moving a number 4 from the nobles to the gold mine, but this time instead of going into the worship space, we'll go into the unlocked worker area and pay 1 cocoa to take the main action there. With these 3 4s present, that puts us in the 3rd row and 3rd column, so we get 2 temple steps and 4 gold. Take those 4 gold. For the first step, I'll move up 1 on the blue temple. That'll get me that 18 points I keep talking about. For my second step, I'll take that on the red temple. That'll give me 7 points. Since I took a main action on the number 4 board, a couple of my technologies are going to kick in. So first, we've got the one that is triggered for an extra gold. Then we've got the one that's triggered for 1 cocoa and 1 more victory point. Now I need to apply the 2 power-ups for the 3rd row. So I'll turn one of these 4s to a 6 and again run through the ascension process. I'll gain 1 step on the Avenue of the Dead. That gets me 2 points. I move that ascended worker to the palace and reset it to 1. That's costing me 5 points. For my Ascension Wheel reward, again, I'll go with the 1 step on the temple of my choice, this time taking it on the blue temple, which will get me 6 more points. Now we're finally up to the move that I actually made. Starts out the same as the previous move. First move a 4 from the nobles to the gold mine. I'll pay 1 cocoa to take the main action since I've already got 1 color there. Again, this puts me on the 3rd row, 3rd column for 4 gold and 2 temple steps. I'll take those 4 gold. Here's where I veered off and took a different approach than I had originally planned to. I'm going to move up on the green temple, and that will allow me to take one of these 3 discovery tiles. I'll go ahead and pay 1 cocoa and take the discovery tile for 2 power-ups. Then for the second step, I'll move up on green again and take 3 cocoa. A couple of my technologies have been triggered by this action, so I'll go ahead and take an extra gold for this one, and an extra cocoa for this one, and also an extra victory point. Now I need to apply the 2 power-ups, so I'll apply those to a number 4, causing that to ascend, and then we'll run through the ascension process. Go up 1 on the Avenue of the Dead, that gets me 2 more points. Move the worker to the palace and reset it to a 1. That loses me 5 points. I'm actually okay on cocoa now, so for my Ascension Wheel reward, I'm going to take the 2 temple steps. That will cost me 3 cocoa. I'll take both those steps on the green temple, gaining me 3 cocoa and 4 cocoa for a total of 7. Now I'll activate my discovery tile that allows me to take 2 power-ups. I'll apply both of those to a number 4 worker again, advance it to 6, which will cause another ascension. I'll advance 1 step on the Avenue of the Dead, which again gets me 2 points. Then I can claim this free discovery tile, and I'll activate that right away. That will move me up 1 space on the red temple for 7 points. This worker will move to the palace and reset to a 1, which cost me 5 points. I'm loaded with cocoa now after those last couple steps on the green temple, so I'll spend 3 cocoa and take the 2 temple reward again. So for the first step, I'll move up on green. I've acquired 2 more discovery tiles just this turn, so I'm at 9 now. So this is worth 18 points to me, getting me up to 217. Then for the second step, I'll move up on blue. Now this has been worth 18 all along because I had only had this bonus and the red temple bonus. Now that I've got the green bonus as well, this is worth 27. I'll peg those 27 points, gets me up to 244. Well, that's it for the score challenge. Hopefully you found it interesting. I still find it amazing that that little 2 power-up discovery tile on the green temple track ended up making such a huge difference, especially since it was on a track that I had largely been ignoring, just assuming it wasn't going to do me much good because I was so low on it at the start of the turn. If you managed to beat my score, definitely leave a comment below and let us know how you did it. Also, this is a work in progress. I'm hoping to do some more examples of this. I got one sort of in mind for Grand Austria Hotel. And so any comments that you can make, suggestions on how to improve the format would be welcome. Until the next video, though, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you then.